Hi, Allie here. Welcome back. Thank you for watching my last video. Your comments were super helpful. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about the power of commitment. But before I get into that, I wanted to share with you a little bit about my program. Accountability Works is a 12-week program where you get week-to-week accountability that's going to help you create the momentum that you need to get where you want to go. So in my last video, I asked you, what is the one thing that you want to accomplish over the next 12 weeks? Now we're going to explore that a little bit further, so I want you to definitely have an answer for that. Your answer didn't have to fit a specific criteria, and that's usually where I start with my clients. But what we do is then we reframe your answer into the form of a commitment that meets these 4 requirements. Your commitment needs to be specific, so it can't be really broad. One of the answers that I got was creating systems. So the one thing you want to accomplish over the next 12 weeks is to create systems and have them in place. Now, that's a great thing to do, but it's way too broad. You want to be specific. So what systems do you want to create? What does that mean to have them in place? How will you know when you're done is a great question. The next thing you want to do is make sure that your commitment is measurable. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to do with a number, but it can. But what it really means is that your commitment has endpoints. You know when you're done, so it kind of ties back into being specific. So an example of a commitment that fits both being specific and measurable is I will file last year's taxes. Because you know exactly what you're talking about, it's specific enough, and it's measurable in the sense that you know you're done when they're filed. The next piece is that it's actionable. Now this is about being personally responsible for your commitments. You can't make a commitment for someone else. That takes the power out of your hands. So the commitments that you make, you have to have the ability to keep. The last thing is that your commitments need to be ambitious. You don't want to make commitments that are easy. That's not the point. The point is to get out of your comfort zone. It doesn't mean that what you commit to has to be hard for everybody, but it has to be a challenge for you. So an example would be, maybe it's not that hard for someone to get up at 6 a.m. every day, but maybe that's a huge challenge for you. So that would be an ambitious commitment. Okay, so I want you to think about that 12-week goal that you made and reframe it into the form of a commitment so that it's specific, measurable, actionable, and ambitious. You may have to tweak it a little bit, and that's great. Now I want to say something to the people who have a really hard time isolating just one thing they want to work on, because I know you're out there, and I've worked with you a lot. Here's the deal. You can have more than one long-term commitment, but limit it to no more than 3. More than 3, and you really are overcommitting. I really caution overcommitting. It's a trap I see way too many people fall into. If there's other things you want to work on, other things you want to accomplish, fine. Just don't make them a top priority. Now that your long-term goal is in the form of a commitment, what are you going to do this week that's going to move you that much closer? That is where I start with the weekly commitments. What I want you to do is every week make commitments that are going to get you closer and closer to what you want to accomplish. But I don't leave it at that. Most of my clients make commitments in 3 areas. One is the area of what they really want to accomplish, so the activities that are directly related to their long-term commitment. The next area is on habits, routines, the things they want to do week in and week out to kind of create the baseline of their lives, whether it's having to do with health or sleep or relationships. You know, really creating those long-term habits that they've wanted to be consistent around. And then the last piece, and this always comes up, is the piece around procrastination and organization. If you want to accomplish something that you haven't done before, you're going to have to make room for that change. So it's very natural that you start to clean up your space, whether that's a mental space, a physical space, whatever it has to do with, you begin to start to address your points of disorganization and procrastination. So your commitments can be a breakdown of a few different things. They don't only have to relate to your long-term commitment. And that's really what I see most often is the commitments around your big thing that you want to accomplish, the routines you want to have in place, and getting rid of old energy and making room for that new stuff to come in. Okay, now this is awesome. You have your long-term commitment and you know what you want to do this week that's going to get you closer to where you want to be. But it's just a list, has no power over disorganization, procrastination, distraction. So how do you really make this list come to life? That's what I'm going to share with you in my next video. So I hope you'll stick with me. If you have any comments, I'd love to hear them. And if not, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Have a great day.